much for coming back this afternoon. Our next key speaker is going to be Bani Abu, and I love the next person that is coming in because her topic brings us to stage in get up to date with financial accountability. That is our next topic, and her name again is Bani Abu. A little bit about Bani Abu. She has been working for Noble International Magazine and TV for 3 years, has a business talk show host and presenter, and has shown remarkable performance ever since. She's also the founder of Africa Business Women, which meets to inspire and empower great business women, whether they are on startup businesses or also whether they want to establish a business or professional women from Africa, they support. Africa Business Women work together to develop awareness of marketing, social media, contracts, business development, and business strategy. And this organization celebrates awards and exhibits Africa businesses and organizes Black History Month event every October and International Women's Day in March. Bani Abu holds a BA Honors in Accounting and of course Finance, and currently is studying Masters in Business Administration at the University of West London. She's a fellow member of International Association of Bookkeeping, MIB, and a member of Association and Chartered Accountant, SCCA, a member Chartered Management Institution of CMI, and member of Association Accounting Technicians, AAT. She's also an ex-service personnel of the British Army, where she served for 6 years. Give a round of applause for that. And she's absolutely talented and dedicated entrepreneurship. She is the founder of African Business Women and also the CEO of Infigure Limited and Consultancy Limited, and the co-founder of Combat Recruitment Limited. She does bookkeeping and she's a certified accountant for QuickBooks Online, Pro Advisor, business consultant trainer, public speaker, and she's very keen in empowering women to be financial stable and helps them with their business strategy and business growth. She inspires and motivates women. Give a round of applause to our wonderful Bani, I always say, and get up to the date with financial accountability. Thank you. We'll be listening to her for almost 20 minutes, so get ready for your accounts and just write down the notes, and she'll be telling us up-to-date policy. Thank you, Bani. Yeah, thank you.
Hello everyone. Thank you very much for coming to this event. I actually enjoy coming to events like this because when you come to an event like this, it's what you're going to learn out of it, what you're going to get. It's not just attending and meeting people, but meeting people and learning from each other. That is the most important thing to event like this. So I'll take you through to up to date with accounting for business success. I know you're all entrepreneurs here, you are into different fields, specialists, so it's even harder when you're teaching specialists, because when you're doing things like that, you need to know, am I saying the right word? So I'm going to come down, I'm going to take you through a PowerPoint, and then you will be able to know, because if you have any question, write it down to the end. I'm willing to answer any question, whether it's what I have been talking about in the next 20 minutes, or anything concerning business, accounting, marketing. Just ask me and I'll be able to answer your question. For the purpose of everyone listening, I'm going to come down here because I want to operate the PowerPoint for you. So, in everyday business, you have to actually get up to date. You need to know what are the rules, how things have been operated. Because even when we go to school, we learn in accounting, you are taught manual accounting in school. They teach you things like double entry. When you do in accounting, you don't do things like double entry. You put one figures there, the computer enter the other figure on the other side. So you need to know what exactly is going on in life. What you will be taught theologically is not the same thing which you do practically. There are certain things when it comes to accounting and money, you might think, well, that is not what I was taught in school. Yes, that is not what you're taught in school. And when you want to do your business, you need to know the figures. You can be specialized in your industry, but if you don't know the financial, it's waste of time. You'll be spending money because an accountant will tell you financial interest, and then it will tell you loan. On the loan, it tells you again you're paying interest. So there are different languages that they will use that you don't understand. So you need to know the key, the words that an accountant or a consultant will speak to you, because sometimes you have consultant talking to you, and when the consultant speaks to you, you need to know what exactly are they talking about. Are you going to a meeting and then you, after the meeting, you say, I don't understand what he was saying. Then you spend 30 minutes. So you need to get up to date. We've got people in the room who want to be successful in this room. You all do. I like that answer. Who want to know how to make money? Because when you go into business, business is not just about I'm doing the business. It's not just for the image. It's not just for your reputation. If you're in business, you need to make money. What do you want? Do you want to know about how to look after your customer? Because in business, you need to know how to look after your customers. Customers are the number one priority in the business. Not you, but your customers. You need to know how to serve them well. I'm smiling because there's a reason. Because the reason why I'm smiling, because we all do what we know. So that's why I'm smiling when it comes to when I said we need to look after our customers. Hello, you've had the introduction. My name is Bani Abu. I'm actually Benedict Abu, but most people call me Bani because it's a shortened form of Benedict. So, okay, I just said, okay, I don't want to bother everyone to write Benedict. You might start asking me, oh, can you spell it? We don't want to go through all that long thing. I'm here because I would love to show you how to build your business. When you're doing business, you have to build it. You have to work on the business. You cannot get a business if you don't put in the time, if you don't put in the effort. Business is all about putting the time. The more you put in, the more you get out. You cannot get what you haven't put in. There's no way, there's no magic. I know people tell you you can be an entrepreneur and get rich the next day. When it comes to business, I haven't only studied it, but I have run my own businesses. So I know the difficulties, I know the challenges. Most people don't tell you, people talk always about the success. They don't tell you the line or the things or the process you're going to go through when you're running a business. But never give up. Always try to do your best, give your best, and the outcome will be great. The foremost thing when you want to do a business, do a research. Never do a business without knowing the whole picture. You have to see through the whole picture. I don't think inside the box, I think outside the box. But when you're thinking outside the box, you need to find out what's the square meter of the box before you think outside of it. If you don't know the whole picture, you don't know the square meter, how are you going to think outside of it? How will you know where the outside starts? You need to know first how the inside of the box is, the square meter, the dimension, what will you minus or times for you to get that box before you will be able to know how am I going to go over the box? What's the extra do I need to put? If you don't put the extra work, you will not get it. You do your research, do strategic planning when it comes to business. Do strategic planning. You might think, okay, I haven't been to school, or I've been to school, but I haven't been to university. I haven't got a master's degree. I haven't studied business administration. You don't need to study business administration, but you need to know certain things in business for you to operate well in business. People say, oh, Richard Branson haven't got a degree, but he employed people with degrees. People don't know this extra time they spent studying. Your private study, read something, learn something every day. If you want, take a book. You don't need to be in postgraduate studies for you to read a master's book in marketing. You read towards where you're going, not where you are. Because where you're going is where you're going to prepare yourself for. You don't prepare yourself for where you are. Because sometimes people get comfortable in saying, you can do business without a degree. You can do certain things. If you're not specialized in something, you will not be able to do it well. That's why people go into business and then you get someone coming to tell you things, you get consultant, and they charge you lots of money because you don't know what they're talking. Well, they've just given you 2-3 jargons and you look at it like, oh yeah, he knows what he's saying. And you pay for it because you never took that time to read it. You never took that time to find out about it, especially when you're doing something. Just have the basic knowledge of what you're doing. Everything you're doing, have the basic knowledge. Try to find out. Link it to your outcome. What do you want out of it? Anything you're doing, whatever, even if you want to sell sweet, what do I want to do out of selling this sweet? How do they manufacture the sweet? Where do I get the sweet? Can I get it white label? Can I manufacture it myself? Do I need to put in all the ingredients? What will it cost me for me to manufacture that sweet? There's a sweet there. Let me get you one sweet from the table. You need to know, if I'm going to sell sweet, you don't need to do, not everyone, the thing with people, I like the topic which you chose, finding your path. We all have a different path. We will never have the same path. I am me, she's Juliet, what's her name? Taren. Yeah, so I'm not going to call everyone in, but everyone have their own path. I normally say, I'm going to tell you, talk to you from a Christian point of view. God created everyone differently, and everyone have a purpose, but you have to follow your path. But for you to follow your path, you need to know, get the financial right, then you'll be able to know the overall cost. Understand the process needed to get you there. You need to know what am I going to do? What are the process? How do I get it? With accounting, everything is a process. Even if they tell you about ratios, it's a process. If they tell you about budgeting, it's a process. You need to know, what process do I need to follow? How am I going to get there? Invest. I've just said this, but it's the same thing. Invest in knowledge. Investment in knowledge pay the best interest. This is a quote from Benjamin Franklin. He says, investment in knowledge pay the best interest. Basically, if you invest in knowledge, you will be able to get something back, like learning your financials. 3 key financial analysis that you need to do. 1 is SWOT analysis. Everyone teaches about SWOT analysis. And I normally tell people, when I talk about financials, I don't talk about SWOT analysis. Because even if you ask my daughter, who is 12, she will be able to tell you what SWOT analysis is. It's the weakness, strength, opportunities, and threats. Opportunities and threats are external. Because the opportunity you're going to get in life, you cannot create it for yourself. Someone or somewhere or an organization have to create that opportunity, like the Brexit that we're going to get in December 12. That's an opportunity. I know people are looking at it and saying, oh, what's going to happen? Another election. It's an opportunity. Find out what opportunity, what is there for you. There's something there for everyone. There is definitely something there, because politicians are going to come. They want to talk to you. They want your vote. So there's an opportunity. Let's, in anything, create that opportunity. Don't look for the downside. Don't look for the negative side in life. Just create that opportunity. Look for the opportunity in anything. Look for the good. The threat can be, okay, now I'm going to use the Brexit again as an example. During this Brexit that is going to come, let's say if we're going to leave, well, I don't know the dates now, because we keep pushing it from the 31st of October, we've extended it, we're going to go to election on the 12th. So let's say the Brexit, then it's going to be threat for businesses. If you're going to do business, it's going to affect you, especially if you're doing international businesses. Things like how you trade with people in Europe and other things. It's going to affect you, so you need to find out what's the threat. Is it going to affect small business? Do I need more training? What exactly the threat? For every threat, I'm going to come to another analysis which will show you what to do. Internal analysis is a strength and weakness. That comes with like you, your business, yourself. I normally tell people when we talk about business training, just put yourself as an individual, because the business starts with an individual, people. So you might think, okay, I'm not into business, but I am a person. It affects you as well. The strength, what are the strengths? What do you have in yourself? What do you know? What can you do? Everyone is perfect in their own eyes. But within yourself, you will know. There are three people, Mamita normally tell me, there are three people you cannot lie to. You cannot lie to yourself, you cannot lie to the devil, you cannot lie to God. The devil knows everything about you. God knows everything about you. Yourself, you know everything about yourself. Even if someone keep clapping for you and telling you, oh, you're the best air hostess. You know, I've never been an air hostess. How can I be the best air hostess? So you know everything about yourself. So when it comes to things like that, look at what can you do? What are your strengths? Always bring out the best out of yourself, what you know to do. Do what you can do to the best of your ability. Do not let yourself down to say, okay, I've got weaknesses. Everyone has got flaws. Concentrate on your strength. If you concentrate on your strength, you find out that you do more than if you focus on your weaknesses. Don't look at your weaknesses, it's there. Don't, you might think, oh, you are different. No, I'm not. I'm the same. I have weaknesses. I have strength, so I focus on my strength. Focus on your strength. We have something called TOES matrix. With TOES matrix, that's going to take you how to combine. I was talking about strength and weakness. It's the same. But you know what? It's a higher level. Anything you do, as we say, think outside the box. Then someone have come up with it to say, okay, I'm thinking outside the box. I'm going to do the best of what I know. And we're going to combine the threat. Okay, there's a threat, but I have some strength here. How can I use my strength to gain opportunities? How can I use it's more of your strength than when you look at TOES metrics, you focus, it's the same thing, SWOT analysis, the same STOW, they have turned round. Look at the word, it's TOWS. So it's nothing different, but they're teaching you how to do better with what you know, how to do better with what you have. In businesses, not everyone is going to have 5 million grant. Not everyone is going to have 5 million in the bank to do business. Some people can start business with only £100. Don't limit yourself to say, because I don't have 5 million, I cannot do business. Don't limit yourself. Try with the little you have. And Tesco say every little help. With the little you have, use it, and you will see what will become out of it. See if you have threat with a threat. What can I do with my strength that can overcome? Maybe it's training. Maybe you might say, you know, when people put a tag like they say, oh, we got wonderful trained, we've got trained and qualified staff, right? With the trained and qualified staff, let's say there's a complaint that is that have just come next door to you. Because you've got trained and qualified staff, You're going to empower them to do more, to do extra, to give extra to your customers. That's going to eradicate the threat that there's the next person next door. You don't even need to focus on them. You just need to focus, how can I develop myself? How can I develop this staff so that they will be able to do more, to produce more? Productivity is the key. You need to produce. The more you produce, the more you give. I know they said garbage in, garbage out, but what you put in is what is going to come out. You're not going to have any rocket science. Trust me. I believe in miracle. I'm a Christian. I believe in miracle. But I know for you to, even with miracle, you have to put in action. We say faith without action is dead. So it's the same thing when it comes to business. You have to put in the action. You have to put in the effort, the time. You've got a wonderful thing which is called business model canvas. Business model canvas is just a way of showing you, as I say, you need to know the whole process of your business. You need to know how you're going to see the channel you're going to use. If I'm going to get my product, who am I going to get? Your supplier, how are you going to send it out, are you going to market? It's just a way of you knowing. All these are ways of you knowing. Analyzing is for you to sit down and reflect, for you to know, get things together to say, okay, this is where I'm going and this is where I want to be. After doing the research, on the moment, please. There are different types when it comes to financial statement. If you're doing accounting, if you're going to do business, there are different types of information that you will need. There are different types of people that you will need to see. Financial statement users. You hear these keywords, they'll tell you about financial statement users. Shareholders and investors. I know we all talk about shareholders. These are actually all put together, they're all called stakeholders. This is one word which people use every day, stakeholders. And shareholders, that are people that own shares in the business. Investors, people that are going to invest in your business. Even your friends can be investors. They don't need to be multi-millionaires. Customers, you always need a customer. You cannot do business without a customer. No matter what. They call it customer, some people call it client, people call it different name. Suppliers, people that are going to, you're going to get your things from. Maybe whether it's a service or goods. The people that are going to provide you the services or the goods are your suppliers. Regulators, the government, the community, different organizations, different bodies, they're all going to come with something for you. The community. Without your community, we can say we can do without community, but I've learned recently that you cannot do things without your community. You need your community. You need to get out there. You need to do things. I know we all have values. I have Christian values, and there are places before I used to say, I will never enter. I will never do. I do things ethically. When it comes to business, you have to do things in an ethical manner. But you still need your community. You still need your people. Because business without people is not a business. It's just a hobby. Because the people is actually what's going to give you the money. Startup costs. With any business, you need to know. Have anyone heard of this word startup cost? You've heard of the word startup cost. Okay. With startup cost, you need to know when I'm doing the business, how much will it cost me to start the business? Because mostly people go into business and they don't know how much it's going to cost to start the business. You know you've got the idea, you know you've got the experience, you've got the training, but if I'm going to go into certain business, how much will it cost me? Let's say media, which is one of the most expensive businesses to run. I want to run a media company. Okay, startup costs. you need to know what items do you need. Do you need computers? I've just given you some figures there, but you need to know if I want to buy things, what items you need and what will it cost you. So before you even say, I'm starting the business, because that's why mostly people start things and they fail, because you don't know how much the business is actually going to cost you. Softwares, you need softwares. Nowadays, as I was saying, accounting, when I studied accounting, yes, I did Sage, which is digital, online. I did QuickBooks. I studied QuickBooks and I still use QuickBooks up to date. However, when you study things like accounting, we used to do things like on paper. You have to, if you're doing accounting, you have to have a ruler, you draw 2 lines, you have to do double entry and you put it, you have to balance forward, carry forward. No, you don't need balance forward, carry forward. When you input one data, it will carry forward it where it needs to go. The computer will actually carry forward it where it needs to go. That's why the thing is you don't make a mistake. We should make a mistake in a way. Don't make a mistake in a way that you put the wrong entry, because if you enter it wrong and you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to know where to correct it either. I normally tell people, when anything you're doing, make sure you know how to make necessary amendments and correction. If you don't know how to do the necessary amendments and correction, learn. Find out. Find a specialist. Okay, we're teaching you the basic accounting, but you need an accountant, you need a bookkeeper if you're into business. Focus on what you know, so we can help you to do the other things that you don't know. When it comes to startup costs, you have to monitor your cash flow. Cash flow, I'm going to explain it in a simple form. Cash flow, it consists of 2 parts. Cash in and cash out. It's the flow of money. And when you're doing business, you need that cash flow. You need that money coming in. Because we are mostly consumers. We buy. But we need people to buy from us. If you're in business, you have to sell. Without selling, you cannot make money. You have to sell. You have to be able to sell to someone. I know it's hard to find people some people say, oh, I don't like selling. You have to be your salesman. You have to be the person that is talking to the next person about your business. I'm coming into there. You have to be your own cheerleader. Your first cheerleader has to be you. I know we need people, but if you don't talk about what you do, no one is going to know what you do. You can have a fantastic idea and sit down with it, but unless you tell people that this is what I do, that's the only way they can know about you. Check the cash flow, money in, money out. With the money in, it can be like loan, it can be from bank loan, it can be from your savings. Not everyone likes to do business with loan, but there's a saying, use other people's money to make money. Not everyone likes loan. It sometimes can be complicated, sometimes it's difficult for you to find a loan. If you can get a grant, check where can I get a grant towards what I do. There are grants available, but with the grant, you need to know. Mostly they say, if you don't ask, they don't tell you. If it's something that they're giving you, without you asking for it, no one is going to tell you it's there. No one. So go out, be proactive when you're into business. Be proactive, find out, speak to people. I'm looking for this. How can I get it? What can I do? Where can I find it? Search online, Google it. Search through your local council if you want grant. Search through your local council. Check your bank. Some bank give grants to women. There are grants for women. There are grants for different businesses. There are different things that you can search for. Search for it. Look. Spend time. I'm telling you, the time you spend. We all go to work. We've worked one way or the other for different people, right? And we put that effort, we put that time. If you want your business to grow, you have to put in the same time you've been putting for your employer. That what you have to put for your business to grow, and even double because you are the employer. Keep records. Get a separate account. Let me go to account because when I mean account in this side, I'm talking about bank account. Who likes to shop?
We all do.
The smile I can see on your faces means I've got friends here. I've got friends in this room. We all love to shop when we've got money. Anyone that tell me I don't like shopping, they don't have it.
Yes.
If you don't have it, you don't shop. Even me, when I don't have it, I don't shop. I sit down in my house, right? I don't do window shopping, that's me. Because if I look for something, I need to buy it. If I like it, I should get it. Everyone will love to shop when you have money. If you give it 10,000 here, I know after you buy things for the business, you're going to go down to Oxford Circus now. I know you're going to see the lovely things that are there. We all love to shop. But if you have the same account, your personal account and your business account, you're going to be spending more money than you're supposed to be spending. Because the money is there, and you think, okay, I've got this money available. I can put it back. I can put the money back to the business. Mostly we don't have time to put it back in the business. But you spend it and you're not supposed to spend it. So, if you are an entrepreneur, make sure even if you're paying yourself a particular amount, a fixed amount, to say, okay, that will limit you on how much you're going to spend. Before we used to do drawings. If you are self-employed, that's when you do drawing. Directors don't do drawings. It's called salary. Even if you're the owner of the business, you're not allowed, by law, you're not allowed to just go and take money and buy what you want from your bank account. Because it's a business bank account. It's not your bank account. It's actually the business bank account. So by law, you should have two separate accounts. Your personal account and your business account. Because when it comes to business, when you're recording it, there's one word we use in accounting, in business, with the government we use it. They will tell you only and solely for business. If that bag, that shoes, that car wasn't only and solely for business, there was no need for you to use a business card or you pay directly from your business account. So separate it. It will give you time to be accountable. There are people that want to see, sometimes in the beginning, you might think, okay, this one is not exactly what we need to do. You might think this is not exactly what we need to do, but the more you separate your bank account, the more you're accountable to yourself. You need to be accountable to yourself to say, what am I doing? How am I doing things? Am I doing it right? Am I spending the right time? Am I spending the right money on what I need to do? You need to know, you need to keep record. If not, your business is not going to grow. Your business will never grow without money. I know people say, I used to say that, money is not everything. Money is the root to all evil. We always say that. Don't never say money is the root to all evil, because even lack of money is the root to all evil. Lack of money is the root to all evil. When you don't have money, sometimes people can do anything for money. So lack of money is the root to all evil. Don't love money more than how you love God, or more than how you do things. Don't say, without money I cannot do something for you. Without money I cannot do that. If you don't pay me, I cannot do it. There are things you can do without being paid, but there are other emotional values that will be attached to it. With everything in life, it's not just the financial value that you get. So, but lack of money is the root to everything. So let people to tell you, oh, money is the root to all evil. That is a limiting value. That is a limiting belief. Learn and think of how you're going to be able to get more money, make more money, and spend more money. Because we all want to spend, but we need to make the money first before spending it, before thinking of spending the money. Keep records. Anything you buy, it's so sweet nowadays when it comes to accounting, I will tell you. You know why? I told you we've got softwares nowadays. You just do one thing and the software will do the rest. I said it in the beginning. When it comes to invoicing, That's why I didn't even print out an invoice for you, because you don't need it. Do you all have a smartphone here?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have things like QuickBooks. I'm not selling for them today. But I'm a QuickBook Pro advisor. That means I can teach QuickBooks. I can introduce QuickBooks to someone. If you have your own business and you want to know about financial accounting softwares, you can ask me and I'll be able to direct you. I'm a QuickBook Pro online advisor. That means I can advise you what package you need to buy, how you can buy it. So with QuickBooks, which is it was actually originated from America and then they brought it here. It's actually competing with Sage, but I think they've been like the number one now in UK. You just need a smartphone. With a smartphone, you take a photo. You can get your invoice, you just take a photo. With the photo, it updates it directly to where it's supposed to be. As long as you've done that transaction before, you don't need to type it down to say, oh, £100 was spent to buy ink. £100 was spent to buy stationery. Photo, it shows stationery £100. It will actually post it to where that £100 need to go in the account. So things are getting digital, not what we learned in school. I wasn't taught how to take a photo to upload invoice. I was told you take the invoice, you have a pencil, you have a ruler, you write it down, you draw the line to see it's in the right column, you go to the other column, the 2 column in accounting. We don't do that anymore. Accountants, we're specialists now. Keep records. Always keep records. HMRC will tell you have to keep records, financial records for 6 years. That means 5 plus the current year before you can dispose of everything. I know we all don't do that. Sometimes we get rid of things. You think, okay, I've got so much paper and work here. I've got so much things. Keep record. Upload them. We have cloud system, online system. Even Microsoft have got a way of cloud system. Different things. Check how you can do it. If you're a small business, there are many help for small businesses that you can use. Check it. Keep your record. Because without record, let's say if you pay someone cash, I would advise you, if you're doing business, never pay anyone cash. Always pay from a bank account. As long as you're not just going to buy something for yourself, if it's for the business, wholly and solely, as we're using the word, only and solely for business purposes, always make sure you pay them using a bank account. Because then you can trace the transaction, you can trace your payment. What if I say you only pay me £50 for your accounting? But if you have your bank account, you can go to the bank account, check the day-to-day payment. You just need to type the person's name, and every payment you've done to the person will come up. So you can trace, you can check your spending. But in another way, it helps even the accountant or the business person to check their own spending as well, to see what they're receiving. Always pay from a bank account. I will advise that. Keep record of what you're doing. Okay. Keep records of what you're doing. Keep record of anything you're doing in life. You have to keep a record. You need to know what you're doing, what you're spending out. Because one day, let's say if you've been doing something, keep doing it. I know mostly when we do things, we say, oh, I haven't been able to make profit. Let me tell you as a business person, I'm not speaking to you just as an accountant. I'm speaking to you as someone who I organize events, I do recruitment, I do different things. I'll tell you, when it comes to business, you're not going to get the fruit in one day. It's just like if you plant seeds. Some people can plant corn and they get it the same day. The same, like, in certain time. If you plant in an oak tree, it will take longer. It depends by the type of business. I know people will tell you, oh, with business you can get this, you can get
you can make millions. Yes, there are businesses you can make million in a day. Don't get me wrong to say there is no business. There are businesses you can do. You can break even in 1 week. There are businesses you can do. I know someone who told me they've done business with £100. For me, I will tell you it will be hard, because knowing how you do business and what you need to put into business, it will be difficult. But never rule out to say it is not possible, because you never knew how the person did it. First of all, for me, when you tell me something, I will ask, how did you do it? How did you get that outcome? Because most people, someone can come here and tell you their success story and they say, oh, it's not possible. It can't be possible unless you know how. Ask them the process. So what's the process? Logging business expenses. Anything you spend on your business, log it in. Basically, write it down. In anything, even your vision, you have to write it down. Anything you spend, write it down. Write it down. If you write it down and you see it in figures in front of you, even you, if you're overspending, it will scare you. You might look at it and say, what? Is this all what I spent last month? But if it's not written down, you don't know how much you spend, you just spend it. It's in the card. You're not taking it out, you just spend it. Go to cash machine, you take £50. You go there, you go to this event, you spend £100. You do this, you spend £300. You don't know how much you're spending, but if you're writing it down, you record it down, you will be able to see that this is what I've spent for the month, for the week. And that will be able, for you to be able to track your cash flow. Break even. When you're doing business, sometimes it might not happen the first year. Don't worry. Don't be scared. Don't get confused. Don't get angry. Don't think, okay, lots of people have actually done business and they're making it in the first year. You're not doing the same thing. You haven't got the same path in life. Your paths are not the same. God, you don't know why God put you in that particular lane or in that particular industry. Maybe it's not for you. It's not like you don't know what you're doing, but it's for you to learn. There's something God wants you to learn that you're not doing right. And it's going to keep you in that same position until you learn that before you can promote you. You might think, oh, I'm doing everything right, but why is it not happening? God wants you there. Hello. Maybe there's something God wants you to learn from that. With every situation, there's a lesson for you to learn. Whether it's business, because out of what you've learned, you can mentor people, you can teach people, you can train people. And all of you here, I see great mentors in this room. You can be able to impact knowledge, coach people to say, this is what I did wrong. This is what happened. And this is what you should not do. Learn from other people's mistakes. It will get you faster. They say you will see far when you stand on a giant's shoulder. That's how you can see far. Learn from other people's mistakes. And you'll be able to know that, okay, what did they do wrong? Don't do what they did wrong. Learn and don't do it. Omit that side, ignore that side. Learn from them. I know people say, oh, I don't learn from people that have failure. They are the best person to learn from. Because they've seen all the mistakes, they've seen all the troubles. Listen to it. Learn to listen when people speak. Don't be in a haste. When you're into business, always learn to listen to people. Always learn to listen to people. Whether, no matter what they're saying, take the nonsense out and you gather sense out of it. When you say nonsense, it's like into two parts. None and sense. So delete the none, leave the sense, and learn from there and move on with it. The battery is running low. Break even. That is the point at which when you're doing business, your cost, what you're spending, should equal to what you're getting in. The income, the revenue, maybe what you're selling, whether it's a grant, whether it's money from your personal account, whatever you're spending, wherever you're getting the money that you're spending, what you're getting in should be equal. That means you have not made a loss, you have not made a profit. That's what is called break even. That means you are in the middle of not losing and not gaining anything. But always try when you're doing business, you you know you can break even. And you need to know the amount. What can I do to break even? How much do I need? Whether if it's an event, let me use event, to say, okay, if they're paying, if I have spent 3,000 and they pay £50, how much people will I need to make that 3,000? That is exactly the break even. Anything you get out of that is a profit. I know we all want to fly rockets. I know we all want to do great things when it comes to business. We all want to. There's no one that is going to do business and say, oh, I just want to be small. No, that you were not meant to do business if you want to be small. If you want to be small, you're going to work in a cafe, you're going to do something else, but not doing your business. The moment you sit down and think, I want to do business, you have the bigger picture. You have think of going higher. You have think of becoming someone great. That's why exactly. You actually have the thought of making an impact in society. Big concept. Always think of the big concept. Think of how you're going to fly. I know people say the sky is the limit, but now people are going to space. People are going to space. How can the sky be the limit when you've got astronauts? So the sky is not the limit. Push forward. Never limit yourself. Never think of the limit. There's going to be limit. There's going to be a barrier. But always learn to be a barrier breaker. Break the barrier. And think of how can I move on? How can I do it better? It might not happen in one day. It might not happen in 1 week, not even the first year. Keep doing it. When it comes to business, there's one word we use in accounting, consistency. Be consistent in whatever you do. You will be able to see the results. Share the winning testimony. Anything you do that is great in your business and you find out that this works, share it out. Share it to people. Tell people about it. Unless you tell people, they will not be able to they will not be able to know that this is exactly what you do. They will not be able to see how it's going to work. Share it out. Stick to what you know best. As I said, your strength. Stick to what you know best. Keep doing what you know best. Be you. Be yourself. I know they say fake it till you make it. It's good. But however, there's one thing for me when it comes to, if you say something that is not right, you're going to forget it. If you're like me, you're going to forget. But if you say the truth, you say it as it is, right? You don't need to remember because it's just you. The more they ask you, if you ask, I normally tell people, if I say something here, if I go out of this room, you ask me the same question, I will explain it in the same manner. You know why? Because I don't need to lie. That's why you just practice what you know. Practice what you do and keep doing it. One day someone is going to, maybe you might think, oh, no one is apprehending me. No one is actually seeing what I'm doing. One day someone is going to tap you in the back and say, wow, Brendan, you're doing great. You inspired me. And you know the funny thing, there are great things that we do that we think people are not seeing. People are not noticing your effort. But people out there, your circle might not be noticing your effort, but people out there that are seeing and looking up to you, never stop what you're doing. As long as you know you're doing it right, keep doing it. Keep doing it and you will be able to perfect it. Keep on doing whatever you are doing in life. It's easy to flow, but don't stick to the script, basically. Basically, if you're learning something, see how you can flow with it, see how you can do things better, improve yourself, learn every day. As they say, invest in knowledge. Something to remember in life. Keep your story short when you're doing business. Always talk about your business. Everywhere you go, say, oh, I'm the founder of Impigos Limited. Oh, I'm the founder of African Business Women. Let people know what you do. You might inspire a child, you might inspire something or someone. My daughter was in school. Everything I do, that's why I said be authentic, be real, be yourself. Because if you're real, you're authentic and you're yourself. That's why God created you. There's more to you. So in business, God knew you were going to be like that. God knew you were going to have flaws. God knew you were going to be maybe someone who gets irritated. Everything. Just keep being you. Try to be good. Try to make a pleasant impression when you meet people. Love people. Do things, anything you do it with love. If you do business with love, you find out you make more profits. Do it with love. Anything you do. There's a song I can't sing, don't worry. Everything I do it for love. Let it be for love. Do business. That's what love. Passion is love. If you have passion, do your business with passion. Speak with passion. Speak about your business. Keep it short to the point. Tell people this is what I do and this is how I do it. Have a tagline for your business. As you can be able to walk in a room and speak to a 5-year-old, tell them about my business. They go there and explain to that lady, it becomes the same story. You know why? If you keep it simple, you'll be able to share your story. Share your story. Share your business. Share your idea. Don't tell people the whole story. Because if you tell people the whole story, there is never going to be you. So when I mean share your story, keep it. Okay, I'm Benedict Abu. I am a business consultant. I am a TV presenter. This is what I do. In 2 lines. People love it. But if you start giving, people don't have time. We're all busy. We all have stress. We all have things. We all have families. Nowadays, you don't even say no one have family. Even, okay, I'm not going to reach there. But we all have family. People have family. You might look at this person and say, oh, they don't have family. They don't have things. So it doesn't matter. Keep it simple. Keep it short. You need to be able to know how you're going to do it. Tell your story. Talk to people about what you do. Keep talking to people. In the entrepreneurship, they are looking for you. The world is waiting to know what you are sharing. The world is waiting for you to come out with your business ideas, with your business proposal. But one thing I'm going to advise when it comes to business, after you've done everything, there's never going to be, if the 2 things are the same, one is unnecessary. Try to see where's the gap in the market. That's why, you know, when people say, oh, I'm doing PhD, they're doing research. To find, is there where we can contribute to new knowledge? How can you contribute to new knowledge? That's exactly why they gather people and say, let's do research. Let's see where the gap is in the market. Let's see what we should have done better. Okay, people have done this, but they forgot to do this. Or this was missing. This was lacking. See in the society what we lack. We lack lots of things. There are a lot of people who got great skills, great ideas, they can put it as a business. It doesn't need to. I know people say, oh, I don't like money. Fine. You don't like No, some people will say, I don't like money. Fine, we are not friends. I like it. That's why I'm doing business. Fair enough. I don't do anything for money. That's no. When I say I like money, I would like to make more money. I would like to be rich. I would like to do better. Because you cannot impact the nation if you don't have money. You cannot impact the nation if you don't have money. Even if you talk and you don't have money, people will not listen. You might have all the knowledge, but because you don't have money, money speaks. So that's why when you're going to do business, you're going to need to make money. You're going to need to find that money for you to impact the nation. For you to do business in a better way, you need to get the money. You need to see where can I make money? How? What in my business can I use? What's my best-selling item? Find an item in your business that you know can go faster. Which one goes faster? Not everything is going to go quick. I'll tell you, like in accounting, things like go faster. Maybe someone will do end of year return, things like that, it goes faster. Someone might say, okay, I just want an accountant to be doing records for me. A bookkeeper can do that as well. But it doesn't make that money. Or you think, okay, what am I going to focus in my business when it comes to accounting? Or when it comes to financials? What am I going to focus for me to make money in my business? You're going to say, okay, can I sell the most expensive? I can tell you, okay, you sell 5 pens, it's going to give you 5,000. Don't think, what kind of pen is that? Forget, it's my pen. Okay, 5 pen is going to give you 5,000. 1 bottle of water is going to give you 5,000. What do you focus on? The 5 pen or the 1 bottle of water? And you know that 1 bottle of water, I've sold it before to other people. They're going to buy it. So focus on what is giving you more money. Focus on what is giving you more income, more value into the business. I know people say, oh, focus on the big thing. Forget about the small things. So remember all the big. There are times when you have to forget about the small things and focus on the bigger thing. Focus on the bigger picture when it comes to business. You're going to be able to do well. You're going to be able. Don't look down on yourself. Don't look down on yourself, because this wall is waiting for you. This wall is waiting for you to shine. And the other speaker was talking about what we're scared of, what we fear. Don't be scared of anything. Do what you know. Be you. Be yourself. They can say anything about you. They might ignore you, but there is one saying which they say, at first they will ignore you, then they'll copy you, then they'll ask you how do you do it. So that's why you need to keep doing it. Keep doing your business. You will get there. Richard Branson, nowadays we all call Richard Branson Virgin Airline, Virgin Music, Virgin Money, Virgin Mobile. But he didn't just start as Virgin this, Virgin that. He started with a small business. So keep doing your business. Don't feel bad when you see other people are succeeding. Don't feel bad. Don't let that discourage you. Keep doing it. And if you keep doing it, one day you will sit down and say, wow, I did it. But the only way is for you to be consistent. Be consistent in what you do. Be authentic. Be pure. Be smart. Learn. Invest in knowledge. Learn things. Read things every day. Read books. If you want to, let's say, I want to go into dancing. I'm never going to go into dancing. Don't worry. Let's say if I want to be a dancer, I need to start reading books about being a dancer. You need to, as I'm saying, invest in the knowledge into the path that you want to be, where you want to go. Follow the path where you want to go. Not where you are, not where you're comfortable, not what your pocket is telling you. I'm a Christian. So I'll tell you from business, from a Christian point of view. I've attended a Muslim secondary school, but I believe they all have the same values. I am a Christian, and there is something that we say, God will never give you a vision that matches your pocket. Any vision or any business that you have that you can afford, don't do that business. Tell anyone, say, Bernadette told me so. Cut me, don't worry, cut me anywhere, and I will actually support my words. You know why? If it's something you can afford, it's not business, it's an hobby. Why are you doing business? Do you think Richard Branson had the money to do the Virgin and Virgin thing? We all hear about grant. The last time he was paid by the government, Northern Rock. You've heard of Northern Rock. Yeah? He was paid by the government. I know people would say, oh, you don't have money, don't do business. Don't listen to them. Richard Branson, the government bailed him out when things were going bad. So don't do business based on what you can afford. Do business based, sit down, write the vision down, pray. Whether you're Muslim, whether you're Hindu, there's one word we all use, prayer. We all use that word called prayer. It's a common denominator. Prayer. Pray. Ask God to tell you, what exactly do I need to do in life? Who am I? What's my purpose? What's my path? If you know your purpose in life, you will never struggle. Because when you follow your own path, you don't even need to know what's around you. Just follow it. Pray for God to give you what you need to do, how you need to do it. Because sometimes we ask for God help, but we don't come back and ask for help when we're struggling. To say, God, my God, my God, what should I do? I'm struggling with this business. We all struggle in business. When you're struggling into business, find out where you're going to get help. You can get grants, you can get loans. There are business loans, there are business grants. Don't be scared to ask for grants. Don't be scared to ask for help when you're doing business. I know you can say, oh, I don't need to do this. I don't like bothering people. I don't like asking people. Then it's not business. God will never give you a vision that you can afford. And there's always destiny helpers. Look at who are your destiny helpers. All of these people in your room, they're your destiny helper. That's why exactly you came here today, to meet these people. You didn't come here just because you want to come and see people or you want to go out. You would have gone somewhere else. There are lots of places where you could have been, but it's for you to meet the people that you've met in this room today. So on this note, I am going to end here. If you have any question, I'm here to answer your question.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, and I appreciate the opportunity you've given us to ask a question about what you beautifully explained on accounting. I just wanted to know, with about the record and using your accounts, just wanted to know from your perspective, being an accountant, how we can be more diligent.
To be more diligent, everything you do, record it. If you have let's say you're talking about the bank account or
using the bank account as a method of recording.
Okay, as a method of recording, get things like QuickBooks, Sage. I'm not selling QuickBooks here today, but I can do it easily. Get things like QuickBooks. For me, QuickBooks and Sage, zero, there's something we call zero. Some people call it X-row, because there are some things that like ex-ante. When they call it ex-ante, they call it ex-ante, the car. So there are things people call it different way. People call it zero, people call it X-row. But it's actually zero.
Zero.
Yes, but the most easiest one that anyone can use, it's not complicated, is QuickBooks. Even you, with QuickBooks, it's real time. Whatever you enter, if I'm your accountant, I will be able to know that you just bought a laptop.
It's real time.
Yes, it's real time. You upload it, I'll see it from my side. I don't need to go to your office to know that you got a new laptop. So keep records. Always record things down. It will help you. It will even save you money. Because when you get an accountant and they look at your records and see, oh, this person is diligent. This person has put in everything. I'm not going to charge 1,000. But when you come, you give me 2 bags, plastic bags of receipt. I'm going to look at you and say, just pay me 1,000. I'm just going to look at you and say, just pay me 1,000. And if you're looking, why are you talking 1,000? Because I'm going to be thinking, how on earth am I going to record all those receipts? Why did he kept it? Because mostly when it comes to account, people leave things till the last minute. It's always good when you're doing a business. From the first day you start your business, find an accountant. From the first day you're going to say, okay, I'm going to do business. Find an accountant. You know what? They can give you financial advice as well. They can tell you where you can get a loan, where you can get a list. There are equipment that you use in your office. You don't need to buy them.
But what you said is very helpful. Say if you have an accountant and there is a cultural dissonance in the sense that you do all the right things, but they position you so that you will probably need to replace that accountant. How do you replace that accountant?
You can replace the accountant. Most accountants will tell you, give me 28 days notice.
28 days notice.
Or people can tell you, it depends by the contract you go. When you sign, some will tell you, give me 2 weeks notice. When you get in an accountant, they should be able to give you a contract. On the contract, always read the fine print. Some will tell you, give me a year notice before you. Some will say 2 months notice. It depends what's on your contract. Different people do different things when it comes to contract. That's a different thing for contract law. People will give you different information. But check first, before you go into any agreement with anyone, always ask, what's my exit route? If I want to leave you, how do I leave? Even in relationship.
Very good.
Don't get into any relationship and you know this you're not going to leave. As long as you're in, you can't be, there's no way out.
No, because I find this an extremely good nugget, simply because somebody who's run a business, but I've come across a situation whereby, you have experience and you can see where the relationship is going. And it's not about conflict, it's about progress.
Yeah.
So you want to progress, and you can clearly see maybe I've outgrown this professional relationship here. So with regards to the contract, that's the consideration. But I've been in that situation before, had an accountant, not getting what I want,
What you want, or
and
what
so
you're
I
paying
need
for.
to move on. Literally, like in one earlier situation, he like dumps the whole thing in a box aggressively. Then the other situation is I see the same thing. Now, of course, he may, of course, paint a picture in terms of me as a client. But what is very clear is that you have a service, you pay for the service. But when you're not getting that service and the service positions you, you can see this is an ego thing here.
As an accountant and as a business person, someone who is like in between two, I'll tell you what normally happens. When people come to get an accountant, they don't tell you all what they want. Mostly people find accountant when they are in distress. They don't find accountant in the beginning. Always find an accountant so you can build that relationship. So when something goes wrong, they should be able to fix it. As long as they're accountant, they know how to fix it. There's something that we do in accounting which is called correction of errors. You will definitely know how. If an accountant doesn't fix something, they're angry with you. So they've just left it for you to fix it. They know the next person is going to actually charge you more money to fix the problem than to do the work.
Yeah, I mean, you just articulated it perfectly.
Yeah. I am a businesswoman, I am an accountant too, so I know how it works. So normally people will actually go for an accountant when they either want like to submit their tax or their accounting. Always do it from the beginning. Get it from the start. So you build that relationship. Not when you are under pressure, because when you are under pressure, you're going to pressure the next person, and you don't know even the mood that person is going to be when they're working with your work. And don't forget, they know what they put in. So
because with this particular accountant, I had checked him out for 4 years before I gave him some work. And what it is, as we've gone on in the relationship, he had a particular point of view, which I appreciated. However, I stated, I want to take this view. And I can see that he wants to be right, though it's coming out that I'm right. And it's one of those situations. And at the end of the day, if I'm also a mentor, and I know my job is to mentor the client. Quite frankly, if I can't mentor that client, then I don't want to take no money from that client, because I can see I don't have the capacity to give the value that's going to enable me to get a good example for me to also be successful. However, I don't see this forthcoming in this specific instance, with no disrespect to your profession. I think you answered that. Yeah, you just outgrown each other, basically.
okay. Always make sure when you sign a contract with whether it's an accountant, whether it's any other service, someone, a lawyer, anything that deserves a contract, anything between two persons is a contract. There's an offer and an acceptance. Anything that have to do with an offer and an acceptance or rendering a service, make sure you put it in writing. Even if someone tell you come and work for me or come and do this thing for me, let it be in writing. Let them state, outline what exactly they need to offer you. If it's in writing, there's one thing when it comes to accountant. There's one word we use called integrity. Because of integrity, if it's written down in black and white, whether they've paid you for that or they haven't paid you for that service, but because I have signed my signature, maybe without even reading that I have to offer you that service, but because it's there black and white, I have to give you that service. So always make sure when you're going to sign up and do a deal, a business deal with anyone, let them give you a contract. Even if it's small, even if it's not something you're paying for, always note that, let it be in writing. So thank you very much. If you have any question, you can ask me at the back. I'm willing to answer you. My name is Bani Abu. Contact me on infigureslimited@gmail.com. You see all the details are there. So thank you very much once again for listening to this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely wonderful, and thank you so much, Benedict, Abu, and I hope you've picked up something from that. We are absolutely blessed to have you in the house for that absolute summary, big presentation in terms of what we should be doing to get ready for financial things. My next great speaker is going to be, and I'd love to welcome her in style actually. I love her. She's actually, I call her the queen of, She knows. Can I get some music for her, please? She loves some music. Let's cheer up this room. And then she comes in here with style. That's for is a practicing journalist for 19 years, ongoing popularity, and she popularized Facebook Live, and she represents brand, pageantry organization and charity as public relation, women youth advocate. We welcome you on the stage and give her another round of applause as she is here with us. You know, when I've met Agnes Pratt, she's from the Sierra Leonean community. Absolutely love. And I love her because she mentors the youth. I've seen her grow. 2016, 2017, she's never let me down. Anytime I say to her, Queen of social media, I need you. And I specifically say to her, she said to me, Juliet, I will be there. And no matter what, today she said to me, she almost, she pinned her, she fell or whatever. But, you know, God is good. She's here with us. She's going to be helping us to understand the use of social media. Let us give her 20 minutes of our time. We're a little bit behind on our program, but she's going to be taking us through because she's done the journalism. By the time you come out of here, as I said, this is to do with finding your pathway. You will have learned skills, and you will definitely go in here with quality, as I always say. Many thanks, and welcome on the stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Juliet Macapella, and thank you everyone for being here today. We know it's so busy and we all have different things to do, but we still find the time to come here. It's not easy to have people to attend program these days because time is money. And yes, so well done to all of us that are here. So my name again is Agnes Boyat, aka Queen of Social Media. I've been in journalism for 19 years now. I started way back 2000 when I finished my secondary school, from newspaper, radio, television. And when I came to the UK, I was in uni in 2015. Then Facebook Live, we are about to be introduced. So my university then asked me if I'm interested, because I said I don't want to work for nobody. I want to work for myself. Taking into consideration, it's so hard to break into the media in this country. And take into consideration my accent as well. So yes, I just said, okay, yeah, I want to go and do the training. So I went and did the training. We went to BBC One. It was only me actually that went, with other media practitioners, editors, and all of these people behind the scene in BBC, Channel 4, and all of that. Then I started the live broadcasting. That was in August 2015. And to this day, I would say social media have taken me to places. I've got numerous awards, and I've met so many people, and I'm here again today, whereby I am going to meet with you, we exchange contact. So, does anybody have social media accounts here?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Does anybody know the difference between the social media account that you've got? That is the differences between why this social media platform do exist.
Facebook.
Yeah.
So I think it's different ideas for how one.
Oh, okay.
what I know from social media is if I have social media account, I know what I'm using it for.
Yeah.
So I think everyone have social media account. They know why they have it. I use my own for my business because I work at a radio station, and at the same time I do a lot of events and stuff. So I use mine for my business. So I think everyone to have what they use their own to do as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I like to this session to be interactive. So we've got Facebook account. Yeah. How many of us that have kids below 16 years that are on Facebook or that are active on Facebook? Okay. So there are different age gap within social media. When it comes to Facebook, Facebook is like for us the over 21s. You know, if you see people from 25 years, they see them, they are mainly active on Facebook because that's where their age gap is. So Facebook is from between 21, 25 and upwards. You will see young people below the ages of 21 years that are on social media, maybe because they've got businesses. So one thing you guys need to take into consideration when you're dealing with social media is you look at the age gap. Because if you're looking, for example, to target a gaming market, maybe you're selling some gaming product, right? You will not sell a lot on Facebook. Because Auntie Agnes is there, what I want to see, I want to see preachings of maybe Joel Olstein preaching about forgiveness, let's be together, all these good things about life, not risk in it. And you will see maybe a woman telling their life stories on Facebook, how a husband have cheated on her, dumped her, and you will see a husband, so, well, I've been abused, this is what I've been through, and all of these things. And you will see us from 25 years, we'll be there selling our businesses as well. Then you go to Instagram. Instagram is for young people. And it's hard for us as adults to make it through Instagram or to have that large following through Instagram. So if you are into any businesses, just take the age gap into consideration, that you know that Facebook is mainly adult who are on Facebook, and Instagram are for young people. Then we come to Snapchat. Snapchat are for kids going to secondary school in colleges. It's just about messing about, doing filter. No, this is where I am, or you know, they will be there cussing themselves as well, you know, digging at each other. Snapchat also is like for these naughty celebrities like Kim Kardashians and the rest, you know. But the reason why I'm breaking this down so that we who are in businesses will know the target audiences that you need to target according to the age of this different Instagram or Snapchat. Now we go to Twitter, of course. Donald Trump, you know, he's always on Twitter. Twitter is like an official platform for politicians, scientists, lecturers. You will not see young people or people who are not that academic on Twitter, because Twitter is a high-powered platform whereby even journalists are all the time, if you can remember this, yeah, you will see journalists are always quoting Twitter accounts. Why do you guys think journalists use Twitter? Because that is a confirmed source from Donald Trump.
From Donald Trump.
For example, yeah, that is an official confirmed source. And most times you'll see academics from universities and all of these people, even you see the royal family now on Twitter. You don't see them on Facebook like that. You don't see them on Instagram like that. But their Twitter account, they are quite active. So maybe if you are a campaigner in here, you might want to talk about maybe Brexit. The people that you can target, you go to Twitter, look for their accounts and target them and follow them, what they're doing, send messages to them. We also have what they call LinkedIn. Yeah, LinkedIn is.
I don't know how to use it, so tell us how to use it
Yeah,
very
we're
well,
coming to
please.
that.
Yeah,
We're coming to that. I just want them to know the difference.
Okay.
So that if they are from this different background, they will now understand the different type of social media they can use. LinkedIn is for like professionals as well. You have accountants, you have lecturers, you have people working in United Nations and all of that. You see them there. Maybe if you're looking for a job in maybe accounting, like banning, if you have LinkedIn account, follow all the accounting firms, and that's how you get to know what they're doing or what their next advert is coming up and that. So we also have like Skype. Skype also is, you see, most news organizations, they use Skype for interviews. So if you are in here, whether your business is small or big, or you're thinking to be a business, as long as you're going to start engaging with members of the public, try to create a Skype account, because it's important that you might not know, maybe BBC or CNN might want to interview you. The easiest way they can link with you is through Skype. So Skype is also very, very important. Now we've got YouTube. YouTube mainly is for videos. If you are into comedy, if you are into movie, if you are into traveling, that's what they do. YouTube is like a collection of different aspects of what people different daily lives are. You can add your stuff on YouTube to let people know what you're doing. It's like your own television, where you are the director, you are the editor. You can upload whatever you want to upload in there. But again, YouTube is the market. You need to follow people who you share similar interests in. If you are into human rights activists, follow people who are on YouTube, who have YouTube accounts, and they are human rights activists. In that way, their followers will follow you, because when they see the interactions. And also, let me come now to using this different type of social media I've talked about. So if you are on Facebook one, sometimes for me, I'm a bit dramatic.
Go on.
You know, I'm a bit, because people love drama. You know, if you are like maybe you are an actor or a comedian, you know, make something dramatic to build your audiences up there. Also on Facebook as well, people don't like to see like domestic abuse. If you put anything relating domestic abuse on your Facebook and it's authentic and it's true, you know, you get so many people coming to look that content and they share it. So the more they come onto your Facebook page, anything human interest story, like maybe they killed the boy in your area, you know this boy, follow it up, you know. It's not like you're using that story for your page to be known, but it has always been like that. Even BBC, CNN, all of them, they do, when they are in search of content, they will put content on their pages that is going to attract. Also on Facebook, do not just put content that attract only your community. I'm from Sierra Leone. I do not just put content that attract only Sierra Leoneans. I follow all the journalists like from Kenya, from Zimbabwe, from Tanzania, from Conakry, from the US. I follow their human interest stories and I share them on my page. So if you are into different communities, that doesn't mean that although we have some people like they will do their news in Yoruba, they will do their news in Hausa or in Fee from Ghana, or for me in Sierra Leone, most of when I want to talk to my audience, that this is about Sierra Leone, I will say, I'm sorry, this is about Sierra Leone, and then I will speak Creole, well, I can talk today, something like that. So if you are targeting your audience, make sure that the people who are going to target, they know that this particular communication that I am going to broadcast from this platform is targeting like the Asian community, for example. Why are the Asian community thriving? Why are their business successful? What are they doing right that other communities are not doing right? So when hence you are specific, then you will have these people following you, and you also have to, you know, like, can you please share? For me, I don't ask them to share because I'm a journalist. I don't, you know. But because you're not a journalist, you always ask them to share whatever you're posting on. Now, Facebook, if you're on Facebook, you're very, very active on Facebook. Another thing you need to do again is to be uploading at least 5 different content a day. For me, I upload over 30 a day, 40, 50. My Facebook is so busy that maybe every 1 or 2 minutes I'm uploading. Because, you know, we human beings, we are very, very inquisitive. We like to know what is going on or what is that. Between that, look for something that if you're interested, something like politics or health or war or whatever it is. Every 5-10 minutes, if you have the time, that if you want to build your audience, do not buy your audience, because most of these people that you see, they have 500, 15 million followers. It's fake. It's not true. Even the celebrities, I do, as journalist, I'm a stringer for most of the big celebrities in this country. Most time, for example, if Adele is coming to London, they will like hire some of us to be updating her page, like Instagram, Facebook, all of this. They will hire you to be, you know, updating it so that the people will think it's Adele doing. It's not Adele. It's people like us that they pay to do it. You see what I mean? So in social media, there's so many fakery there as well. You will see people after they do their lives or so, they will see, they say, oh, they have like 5 million people watching. What we should take into consideration is this: we have different demographics, we have different time zones. There is no way in time when you are not CNN or BBC that you can do a show or you can put out something there that people will watch you. In the next 1 hour, you have over 5 million views. It is impossible. Try to let your social media be organic rather than you know, generating. You pay for audience, you pay for viewers. The moment you do that, other people will not authenticate your work, or will not see you as somebody who is genuine, because they will know that how come you have this certain type of comments. People pay for comments on Facebook. People pay for likes. People pay for viewers. They will just generate. You know, if you pay Facebook £100, then tomorrow by now, call me back, you say, Agnes, now I have 15,000 followers. Where do they generate this source from? You know, so it's very, very important that we are being truthful to ourselves when we are on social media, whatever we post. And also on social media, if you're posting something, always put called, because it's not you that wrote that particular piece, or you are not the legal owner of that video. Put a disclaimer, call from, and quote the website that you got it from. So if any legal issue comes up, automatically it's there, called. So you've covered yourself. And the moment you start using called on your CULLED, people who are professional will then start to say, ah, she's authentic, he's authentic. Because this is not her work or his work, but they are quoting the source. So those people can go to the source and further read whatever they're looking for in there. It's very, very important, because we have so many people who are having so many issues because of this social media. Say you go and post something that is not true, they will not know that it's not you, but it's a third-party source that you posted up. And also, how can you develop your business on social media? One way you can develop your business on social media, like this garden now where we are in, ensure that you add people on your Facebook or on your Twitter page, add them on there. When you add them there, because we all don't have the same content, we all don't have the same people. We have different people from different parts of the world. We came from different parts of the world. So always, anyone you meet in whatever settings we meet them, just ask them kindly, would you mind to be part of my Facebook or Instagram or Twitter? Then you can add them on, because when you add them on and you share whatever they are doing, their names will automatically, your names will automatically generated into their own friend list, because they can do suggestion. Do you know this? When you see suggestion, that's what it means, because you have connected with somebody and that individual is not on your page. So now Facebook is trying to sell you to, like me, Agnes, that this person is on your page, but these are the people that follow her also. So that's how we can link. And also let us try to share, you know, if you see whatever anyone is doing in this room, you share it, because when you share it, that's when people get to know about what that person have done and what you are doing as well. Because if you don't share, they don't get to know you, they don't get to know the other lady or the other gentleman, what they are doing on Facebook or what they are on about. Now, cyber security is very important. If you have your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram account, do not tell nobody, do not use that same email address to give it out to members of the public. Even in this, do not use it. Create a separate email address and use that to open your social media, because anybody that knows your email and your phone number, they can hack into it. I've been a victim. Yeah, a page that I've worked for over how many years now? Over 10, 15 years now. It was hacked 2 months ago. Even Juliet was saying, I'm not seeing you. I said, it's been hacked. So the only way you can secure yourself, please, please, please ensure that you do not, the same email that you use to open your Facebook or any social media platform, do not use that email to anybody else. So in that way, they will not be able to hack your Facebook. Again, before I go, please take into consideration when you are, whatever product you're selling, take into consideration the age gap. If you think like I'm selling scarf, obviously it will be people from 25 upwards, because young people don't like putting things on. Or if you want to sell some short pants, you know, let me go to Instagram and try to follow some of the most popular young people in your community as well. Because when you follow them, you write under their Instagram or whatever it is, that's how the other followers say, who is this writing this comment? They go and check you out. And when they go and check you out, you just kiss each other, as they say in media. Kiss each other means that, you know, Instagram will automatically introduce you guys together. Also, if you have kids, it's important. I know this is not about you know, security. I'm here. And so it's important that we speak to our kids when it comes to bullying. There is so much bullying on social media, and bullying have caused some of our brothers and sisters to lose their confidence. Like me, I'm being bullied every other week, but I come back, because the only way to deal with narcissistic people is to stand up to them in public as well. You don't leave them. They tell you are ugly, you tell them they are ugly 3 times. So yeah, exactly. That's the only way. So if you have kids, it's important that we know the different social media platforms they are on. It's not like you're going sneaking to your kid's phone and that, but you have so many bullying going on. It's, you know, unimaginable. I work with young people, so we have so many kids that are committing suicide. We have so many kids that refusing to go to school. And they'll say, oh no, I don't want to go to school, because they even shy to tell mommy it's because of that girl. You see some of them will go under your kids' Instagram or Snapchat and go and like, oh, you're ugly. That one ugly, just a word, can destroy your child's life. So it's very, very important that we keep tab of who our children are following, and also advise your kids, not every child, if they know this child is a troubled child, they should not comment on their post, any post on Instagram or Snapchat. Right now I'm dealing with an issue where a girl 14-year-old girl used a pen and stabbed another girl.
Oh.
Just because the girl said, oh, I don't think this dress suits you that way. And they were just like common friends in school, in secondary school in this country. Just said, oh, I don't think this dress suits you that way. And the other one said, oh, you've disrespected. And they beat her up and then stab her. So it's important you talk to your kids. Even not kids, us adults, we have to be careful whose page we comment. Sometimes something is going on it, we go and comment. Maybe, for example, my sister here, what's your name?
Susan.
Susan is there, oh, somebody is abusing women. They will just go and say, why is this person abusing women? And people take offense to it just for that comment. And they will follow you. We have so many women they've attacked, so many people they've attacked, so many people, they'll go to even their workplaces. This is how Facebook is, Facebook in particular. The war that is happening on Facebook, I always tell people Facebook is a weapon of mass destruction. Because when we don't use social media the right way, these are the things that degenerate our community. I just want to thank you very much. If you have any further questions, please do ask me or follow me, Agnes Pratt. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and all the social media platforms. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was amazing, and thank you so much for highlighting all the issues. And we will continue, and definitely I know that you always keep me informed with all these issues, and especially for the young people. And you know, give her another round of applause as she's very nice. DJ, let me have music for my Aka Queen, please. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, take us through that song. Give another round of applause, my God. Thank you so much. And if anybody would like to ask questions, we'll have a questions and answers session. My next good, great key speaker, and today we're here about entrepreneurship and life skills for youth and women conference vision 2030 and 2063. So my next great speaker, hold on for me please. Sorry about that interruption. I really apologize for that. My next great key speaker is going to be speaking about never to be broke. Who amongst you wants to hear something never to be broke again? Thank you so much. And as he walks by, DJ, let me have some music for our next key speakers, Mr. Gav. Please welcome on stage, Mr. Gav, please. He is the founder of Youth for the Truth, and he's going to be telling us about himself a little bit. And he's got 40 minutes on stage, so be ready and rock. And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. It's great to see you all here, and thank you for coming, and thank you, Juliet, for inviting me. You can all see me from where you are, I take it. I don't have to stand up there, right?
No.
Okay, I'll just do it down here. Like I said, Juliet invited me, and we've done some stuff before, and it's always a pleasure for me to come and be talking or to share my experiences, and especially with the young people. I see we've got two youngsters in here at the moment, both eating, sinking their face, that's what they do. But it's good that they're in this environment because they will learn something. They won't take in everything, but just a little nugget, something will drop from the table and hopefully it will bear fruit for them. A lot of the work I do is with young people, and we're doing more and more of it because we're all aware, living in this town, of how much destruction is going on amongst our young people. how much introspection, I call it. They are turning against themselves, turning against each other. And a lot of people are blaming them and labeling them. I don't try to do that. You know, they're only reacting to circumstances. So my job or my stance is, if we can change their circumstances, change their environment, change what's going in, the knowledge that they have, then we can hopefully change how they think, which will may then lead to how they act. So instead of persecuting them and labeling them and pushing them in one corner or a place, I say to each and every one of us, if there's anything that you know, any experience that you have that you can share, then it's our duty to do so. If we want to bring up the next generation, that they will have the best life that they can possibly live. So my name's Garth Clark. I was born and grown right here in Tottenham. My parents are from Jamaica. Went to school. When I left school, while I was in school, I never quite got how the system was working. I didn't quite get it. It didn't make sense to me what they were leading me towards. All the stuff they were teaching me in school about people who were dead, things that had already happened in the past, the kind of history they were telling us. You know, the Great Fire of London, what date it was. Henry VIII, how many wives he had. Who got killed before the other one. Now, yes, and you laugh, but this was an experience of school for 16 years. They were filling our head with this stuff. And you know what I found out? And I only found it out when I left school. As soon as I walked out of the school gate, up until this day here, I won't tell you how old I am, but up until now, I have never been asked to recall the date of the Great Fire of London. I have never been asked a question in a job interview about Henry VIII and how many wives he had. All of the stuff, near enough, 90% of the stuff that they spent the time filling my head with and disguising and distracting me and the rest of my colleagues, the rest of our community, is null and void, has no use. The minute we left the school gate.
Yep.
So I ask you to think about this. This situation hasn't changed. It's still the same, and it's still going on right now. So as our kids are leaving school at 16, they're now expected to understand how to handle money. They're supposed to go and get any old job. They haven't been trained for a specific job. They've just been trained to go out there and just put your CV in front of people and just take what you get. Why weren't they teaching them specifically while they were in the school? That's what you, I mean, I'm under the impression that that's what I would be sending my son or my daughter to an establishment that's called school, that you would educate them for life. None of it's been any good. So I and many others had to work it out yourself. And during that working out process, I don't know about yourselves, but sometimes you do some stuff that you may not have wanted to do, if you understand. That circumstance, if you need some money, you get maybe caught up in the wrong crowd or the wrong things, you know? And it's not because you're a bad person. That's why I'm done with the labelling. When we're labelling, we've got labelling, they're gangsters. And that lot's a gang. And that's what's this. Well, what is a gang? We're not sure. A gang is a group of people who gather in a place and they are like each other. So they wear the same clothes, have the same ethos, do the same kind of things. So I ask you that this afternoon, right up the road, we have 50,000 people gathering at a football stadium to watch a football match in the same clothes, in the same t-shirt, all have the same ethos, the same outcome they want, but nobody's not calling them gang members. It's okay for them to go in the stadium and watch the game because they're supporters. Even worse, the last 3 years, and I don't know about you if you're not sick of it. I don't watch too much TV, but I am sick of it. We have a group of people who gather in Westminster. They all dress alike, have the same kind of ethos, talk about the same kind of things, and they are called politicians. And they're paid highly, by the way. They're not called gay. Do you understand what I'm saying? But these guys and girls who sometimes gather on an estate or on a corner because they've all got nothing to do, so they've got something in common, they're all trying to work it out, and they're just on the corner, half the time not bothering anybody. Yes, some of them do. But all of a sudden we've got a word for them. Or they've got a word for them. That's a gang. That's a gang. But the other two, no, we've got a different word for them. So I urge you, please don't get involved in any of those words and those views. You understand? Because they're just people trying to find their way half the time. And if we don't help them, or other people don't step up to help them, they're going to continue to drift into the wrong stuff if nobody's going to correct it and push them back into some of the right lines. So my vocation, I have to call it, because look, I first started out, like I said, I left school 16. I never did a day's work in this country until I was 28 years old. So that was 12 years. 12 years of working it out myself, doing a bit of this, getting in a bit of trouble here, doing some stuff I shouldn't have done. But as that person, a human being who needs to eat, who wants to belong, who wants to move up the ladder, who wants to get better, who wants to achieve, wants to have children and a wife like everybody else. That's because I'm seeing everybody else have that. I have to find my way. If they don't want to give me a work or the job, then what am I supposed to do? Just retreat into the corner even further and just act like I don't exist? This is the problem with what's happening with half of our young people. They are beating them back into a corner. They're showing them everything on Instagram and Facebook and social media. And they're thinking, oh, well, just like anybody else, if you showed me, I would think I would want some of that too. But then the reality is, I can't be like Stormzy. The reality is, I can't be like Beyonce the next day, because our children, by the way, they want everything now. It's not like when some of us were growing up, we were patient, we had to wait. We had that developed into us. But social media and this government and the system is filling our children's head with all kind of instant behaviors, which are not doing any good. Look at the word itself. It's called Instagram. It's called Facebook. So our children are no longer reading, no?
No. They've got Google.
No, they don't have to, because they have Facebook. So they have to read the book, because we have Facebook. You have to understand what's going on behind the scenes. These words are not by accident.
Facebook.
It's not accident. And if we are alive to that and wake up to that, we can help our children just bit by bit. We can all do our bit. Now my bit is, look, eventually I started working in the post office, did a couple of years there, and then got out of that, and then was again not doing quite much, but I was still thinking and always had ideas, but I never knew how to take my ideas and turn them into a fully functioning business or company that would give me money, because I've never taught that. You understand what I'm saying? Because I was taught all that other crap that we mentioned before. So while I should have been learning that, they were teaching us this. But by the way, on the other side of the wall at Eton and Harrow, and all these kind of schools where people are paying 40 grand a term, they're not teaching them about the Great Fire of London and that date.
Oh no, that's
They're teaching them how to open up a company the minute you leave school at 16. How you can go and borrow money at 16, open up 7 companies' account and leave them there and have each one of them placed with £10,000 in there. So those children are getting a head start on our children. Because our heads have been filled with that. Their heads have been filled with practicality that they can come out of school at 16 and walk straight into the bank and do what they've been told. And our kids are in the wilderness because they're wondering, well, all right, Henry VIII, what is this? Great Fire of London is slow. No, doesn't help. So I started in one of the little hustles that we were doing. It was a ticket business. I started to buy ticket for an event, and I realized that a lot of people wanted to go to the same event. So I said to myself, well, hold on there a minute. If I buy more than one of the tickets, then, and I charge that lot double for the, you understand? Then I'm now going to the event for free. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like I buy one ticket for me, and then I bought two. So I buy one for £50, and I went to the event, and I realized there were so many people inside the event. Not only inside the event, outside the event you couldn't get in. There were people outside selling them tickets. And I said to myself, hold on. So if this happens again, then next time I'll buy two for £50. I'll be one of the people outside for when these people can't get in because they haven't got a ticket. And I sell one of my tickets for £100.
Free pass.
I got my money back. I have one ticket. I go in and watch the show.
Clever.
It was quite fantastic. And this was me about maybe 19, 20. And I thought to myself, wow. And you know what happened next? What happened next leads me to where I am today. I didn't stop there. I said, next time, I'm going to buy 5 tickets. And so, you understand? And sell 10 of them. And then it went to 10, to sell 20, and then you build and you grow. Now it started as a hustle. I didn't have no accountant. Didn't have no business background. I didn't have no bank account. You understand how it goes. Money just came to your hand and you all understand that. Yes?
Yeah.
So I had no training in this. It was my own instinctive knowledge, which all of our children have, which is what frustrates me. This brilliance in them, which no one is bringing out. And if you're waiting for the school or the public system, the university system to do it, I have news for you guys. University is called further education for a reason.
Yes.
If the original education was nonsense, now we're going to go on to further nonsense. And some of you guys are paying for that. £27,000, 3-9 grand a year to learn more nonsense. I know, I see you rubbing your head, I get it. I see, if you had met this.
Money, you know, it's like a blood. I pay for the university and I see actually I'm not using it.
I would say to you, please don't make that mistake with this one.
Yeah, I'm preparing him for
good. And
right.
if you want to have a conversation with me, I will tell you, and everybody else in this room, I will tell you how you can send your children to school. If you are still intent on going down that university route because you think there's something in it for your children, no problem. I tell you what, let's have a conversation. And what I will tell you, there's things that we can do to make sure that that experience is free. That £27,000 you're going to spend, by the time they come out of university, we'll get that back for you. We'll put things in place that you can get that money back, not have it saddled to your children's back for the rest of their lives, with interest accruing. What kind of country are you living in? That your children leave an education, and then they're told to pay for a further one, and then once they've got that, you still need to pay us back, by the way, as you're going through life.
Yeah.
And the longer it takes, the more we're going to put some more sacks of stones in your rucksack to weigh you down. You wonder why our children are suffering. And these are the great intelligent ones, apparently, who've got masters and come out with degrees. The last time I went in McDonald's, one of them was serving me. And I'm not taking the mickey. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to deride it. I'm telling you the facts. She said to me, I just passed my exam. 3 years, £27,000. The sum total of that is you are serving me a fillet of fish. What kind of system is that? There's something wrong with that system. So I said to her, me and you would have a conversation. And we were in conversation, and I'm now helping her to find out who she is and follow her dream. Stop listening to other people and they're breaking you down and dampening your spirit. It's what's going on across this town, especially in our country, in our time. And while these politicians, not the gang members, because they won't call them there, I will. They're gang members. 3 years ago, all of us, or some people in this room and outside this room, said, do something. 3 years later, they still haven't done it. And some of you on December the 12th are still going to take your time to go down to your polling station and fill in that piece of paper and still vote for whichever one of them. I won't be. I've got things to do, which is secure my future and my family's future. You understand? Because they are not going to do it. This is proof if you didn't want it. Here's your referendum. We'll abide by what you say. 3 years later, what kind of job could you have had that you could have disobeyed your boss for 3 years and still have that job? These people are different to us. That if we don't try to change the things, our children are going to walk up and climb up into this system, and it's going to be worse for them than it ever was for us. And we're seeing that now. Because even them times that you couldn't get some jobs. You understand what I'm saying? Some of the jobs, I don't know about you, you notice you're going to Sainsbury's or Tesco. There's no human being anymore sometimes to go and check out. So even that job, where you could be a checkout lady or checkout, and back in the day, it's just, there's an electronic system that you can now tag in and just get your stuff out. So that job's gone. The bank's doing the same. You can just go and do your own thing. You don't need to speak to anybody anymore. So now, all those who were bank people losing their jobs soon. All those in the driving industry, they think they were safe. Then Uber comes along, upset the taxi man. And then my man with his Tesla. So in the next 15, 20 years, they won't need no driver of these buses. They already have driverless trains. So there's going to be less and less jobs for our children to walk into, which is why you're seeing the chaos what we're seeing. From that ticket business, it grew until it took over my expectation. I couldn't do anymore because I wasn't trained in business. I was having thousands of pounds coming in, and I was getting scared and worried that something's going to happen. Taxman or somebody's watching me, they're going to come and do something soon. It got so big that I had to let it go. I couldn't handle it. But during that time, I was learning some stuff about property. Somebody who I met in one of these hospitality suites told me about property is the way to go, my friend, with all your money. You need to start investing in that. It is the only thing in this country that will stand the test of time, because people are people, and they're letting in more and more people into the country, and people are having more and more children. He said it's the only thing that will stand the test of time. And the best piece of advice I've ever had. And I started to learn it, grow, until now we have a property business. Yes. Now I have a property, and thank you. It's a business. And I'm proud to say that because I wasn't brought up in a business. But you know, the best part of that business is the amount of people we're able to help. Turn their lives around, turn their savings, which they're leaving in Barclays and Santander at 1%, and we're able to take that savings and take it over here and start to turn their lives around. They're getting 20, 30, 40% return on their money. It's what they deserve. They can start to live a bit or breathe a little, get the pressure off, start to teach their own children this stuff. And not that other stuff, where if you leave it to the schools and the universities, your kids will learn, I was going to say nothing, but I'll be generous, next to nothing. The real stuff is here. And most of our children have it within us. So the biggest part of what we do, because I was once those guys, and I know that life, it was always in the back of my head. I said, one day, when I start to make some decent money, or I'm in a position that I can go back and talk to some of these guys, talk to some of these girls, and say, listen, Elwood, you have it in you already. You got this. We can do something now while you're here in the school. We're not waiting for you to get to 30s, 40s before you learn the thing. 40, you know, I used to hear the term, life begins at 40. And when I was younger, I used to think, what the... Who on earth would wait until they're 40 to start living? That's what I thought when I was 20, 21. I think it's crazy. I'll be good by the time I'm 30. That's what I thought. I thought easily I would have made this easy. Yeah, right. Not at all. Way into my 40s did I start to understand and I start to read that. Because you see, after the 40 comes the wisdom. All the rest is the education, the learning, the mistakes, the blah, blah. But there's a piece that comes at 40. And that comes with years of experience of life. And it's called wisdom. And when you apply wisdom on top of education and learning, that's when the key. So I started another company called Version 1.1, and it's a youth education engagement company. So we teach young people about property industry, how they can get into it, by the way, now. 15, 16, 17, 21, 22, doesn't matter. How old are you, sir? 9. 9! You can get going. You can get going, my friend. Doesn't matter how old you are. You just have to know what to do. And it's my pleasure to be able to take that knowledge that was given to me and to pass it back down, because I told you that's what I said I was going to do. You understand? Because I remember when I was that guy and we were doing the stuff that we were doing and people were labeling us for it, I always used to sit there and think, where is somebody who's going to tell me something else? Who's going to bring some truth to our darkness? Who's going to bring some light to our corner? Who else was born here in Tottenham, North London, Hackney, Brixton? Who else was born here, has found a way out, and is going to come and tell us that we don't have to do this shit? Yeah. There's some other stuff we can do. There was nobody when I was that. And I vowed that, you know what, when I not make it, because I haven't made it, I'm still doing my thing. But I vowed, when I can, I am going back. I'm going to be one of those guys. So when them guys, they say, listen, well, there's nothing, I don't know what to do, and it's not my fault, I'm going to say to show you there's something you can do. There's something we can do. And I will take you by the hand. And I will lead you through it. I'm not going to tell them. Say, listen, this is what you do, here's a piece of paper, this is how it works, and I'll see you later, bye. You want to know the practicalities, you will work with you over the weeks and the months to make sure that you understand it, that you know it, and that you're able and capable of doing it. But at the end of that road comes one thing. You have to do it. And it's another valuable lesson I learned. All the education in the world, all the wisdom, all the knowledge, without application, without implementation, knowledge is nothing. Yeah. It's nothing. You can have a whole library of books. If you don't read them, you're as bad, if not worse, than the person who has no library of books. They have no books. They can't read. You have books and don't. Don't be that person. My friend, don't do that. Whatever knowledge you obtain and you acquire, use it, or you're wasting your time. So I say to these youngsters in the room, and there's only 2 here, I can see them. Don't waste your time with the TV. The TV is full of people who've made their life already. And they require you to sit there and watch it. There's 50,000 people across the road right now, just down the road, watching 22 men who have done their work, made their life. And there's 50,000 who won't. So for recreation, for a bit of release, for relaxation, this is their thing, Saturday afternoon. Go down there, sit with the rest of the 50,000, cheer on 22 who will and have done it, because they do not have what it takes to do their thing, whatever their thing is. And then if you spoke to them later and asked them, why haven't you done that thing? Oh, I ain't got the time. But you had a couple of hours to watch that game. Yeah. But you haven't got a couple of hours, even half an hour, to go and do a bit of research on the thing that you said that is you love. I haven't got the time. When last you take your missus out, I asked one man. I said, when did you take your wife out? He goes, I don't know, man. It's been a couple of years. Yeah. I said, wait, hold on. But every week you were at Arsenal. is a fact, but people are not seeing it because we just think it's Arsenal, it's Liverpool, it's Tottenham, it's okay. We've been brainwashed. Look behind what's going on. This man laughed at me. I said, when last did you take your wife out? He's like, oh, I don't know. He doesn't even know. He just assumed it was a couple of years, and he went like that. A couple of years ago, like it's nothing. No, it's myself, wow. You have a wife at home who's giving you 2 beautiful children, and you haven't taken her out to the West End or Kentish Town. Don't you have to go everywhere? Let's go to Wood Green. No, I don't care where you go. That's not the point. She's your wife. She's giving you 2 great kids. And you can find your way to the Highbury, to the Emirates, every single week and spend 50 to 60 pounds. And you can't get to Wood Green Nando's.
People wonder why relationships go down.
My friend, you should be up here. Because those are the words that's coming out of my mouth. And people wonder why their relationship is on the rocks. And it's not growing. It's not going anywhere, my friend. And then they don't see that. That's nothing. Every week. Imagine if he was taking his wife out every week. But even every other week. Go to the match and then go with your wife. Go to the match, go to... Ladies, would you not appreciate that from a man?
Yeah.
That's what I think. It's 50,000 watching 22. Look at the numbers. So inside the company, that we've grown, this youth work thing, my thing is about teaching young people finance. Simple financial systems that will help them. I'm not talking about the complicated stuff that you and I can all get involved in and understand. I'm talking that even at a 9-year-old's level, 5-year-old level, they can understand. It's the basics. So when they get the basics, as they get older, they can grow up some more of the other more complicated stuff. You understand? And it's the basics, the foundations, why I can confidently say and put a talk on that says, you come and listen to my talk that says you will never be broke again. Do you know when I put the title of that on the first talk I did it, I looked at it and I said, that's a big, big statement. That's a big statement. And people have been coming to the room to listen to the person who said that you will never be broke again. And I started to tremble. So maybe I should put, not likely to be. I started to think about changing the title because you know that little thing that's in us that doubts us and that starts to go off now when you start to do something, it went off in me. And I said, but you know that if they do that and that, they will never be broke again. And if they keep doing it, my friend, that's the bit. Not do it once or twice, it's consistency what has taken me to where I am. Me and a couple of my friends started out on that property journey. I'm the only one left. Because you buy a house, it didn't go right, all the arguments that we had between each other, I don't want to do property no more, moaning. I took it as some feedback. I said, all right, let's retreat. What happened there? Let's review now. What happened? And it's after that bit is what's going to make your life. It's that bit, because when something bad happens or it doesn't go right, there's the retreat. Because it hurts, that's what's happened, that's the result. Then we sit here. Most people stay here in that position, that defeating, retreated mode. What must happen next if you want to pursue and go forward is review. You must think about what happened, why that happened, why I'm now here. Now, if you're good enough and great enough to even do that bit, after the retreat and then the review, what must happen if you want to go forward, my friends, is you must reset. You must reset and come again. That's the next critical thing. Don't sit back and wallow in self-pity. Why me? I'm going to work. And then most people, they try and find something else, by the way, to do. They try and find another scheme, another thing. Property didn't work, so I'll do trading. That didn't work, I'll go and do some fishing or gold mining or whatever it is. And they keep moving from thing to thing and wonder why it is that things never work for them. It seems like nothing's working for me. And then the worst thing that happens, they start to blame themselves. Beat themselves up. Get up in the morning, look in the mirror and talking all kind of things to yourself. I don't know if you, how, what, for you. Beating myself down. When I know that I'm a genius. And I know if I walk in that, and I stay in that, and I do the things that I said I'm going to do, that's all it is. Do what you say you're going to do. Be consistent. Do not quit. You must work out what went wrong. Reset. Do it slightly differently. Then you're going to have to do it again. Do it slightly differently. That's all that I did. Now, these same guys who were on the journey with me, 4 of us started out, they're coming to me to invest.
No way.
Yes.
I won't have them there.
That was my first thought. You know what? Yeah, because I had that little feeling in me like, you know what? I'm not going to help them. Oh, you know, that little thing, because you lot, not so much left me in the water, but I remember what they were saying when I was going to the seminars, paying for courses. Ah, you fool. Paying for another thing, you're going to listen to someone else tell you something, and what I mean, and you can find it all on YouTube and Google.
No way.
That's what a man told me.
Do they take time to find the YouTube stuff though?
Absolutely, my friend. That's just the problem. 7 years down the road, the same man who told me that come to my office and tell me about me and my wife have got £30,000. We're wondering if you know how you can invest it. And I had to look in this man's eyes. I said, 7 years ago, man, we were on the same thing. You quit. And now you're coming to me like I don't know you. Like you're just coming to my office like someone's recommended me to you. Now you want me to do something for you. I'm grateful that I'm glad that I'm in a position that I can. You understand? That's how I will help them. But when I look at it, I think, you could have had an office next to mine. Or we could have had a company that's even bigger than mine is now if we stepped together. You could have been part of this. You could have been telling people how they can get to invest 30,000 and make 100,000 in a year. You could have been doing this. But they quit. Didn't want to stay the distance. Didn't want to stay the course. So whatever it is you're doing, I don't care what age you are, 9 like this man over there, or whatever I am. You must, if you want to see the results of your action, the fruits of your labors must be continuous. It must be. Because you know what happens? Sometimes when we stop and we quit, it was just that next day. It was just that next week, that next meeting, that next deal that would have been the one that would have made it all worthwhile. And most people never see it. They never see it because they never get that close. They never stay the course. How sad is that? And they're continually trying to find new lines. So, in the last few minutes that I've got, I just want to go quickly over the never be broke again system. It's quick because I haven't got the time that I usually do it in. It's a whole talk, about 2 hours, that we talk with the youngsters about and we go in depth in it. But, those like that young man who's 9 years old, my friend, you're sitting in front of pen and paper. I ask you to use it now in the next couple of minutes because see, you've already been this guy. That's what I'm talking. You know what's funny? There's always in a room the ones like that. In a room of 10, 15, 20, 30 children, you're going to have diamonds in there. So many of them that are already taking notes before I tell to take notes. He's way ahead of me because he wants to win. My friend, I wish you all the success. And you know who I am. When you finish, you're going to take one of those things, man, and we can talk. I'm telling you, from 9 years old, man, by the time you reach out of school day, you're going to have no need for a CV to put in front of nobody to beg them no work. Because you probably would have built an organisation where people are coming to you and asking you, can we work for you, sir? That's what you can do from 9 years old. So the system is simple. It's got many parts to it, but the three main parts of the system is. The first thing, and we can all take from this, Uren, because I wasn't a youngster when I started this. I was, okay, but I wasn't a youngster. I was in my 40s when I started this system. Look how long it took from I left the school gates. So, something we can all learn, the basic stuff. So the first thing is you need to stop spending everything you get. I know it might sound basic to some of you, but some of you are still doing that. You need to stop spending everything you get. And I mean, this has to be consistently. This has to be a habit. It has to go on and on and on. And I mean every time. And that's why I say these youngsters can start this. Because I'm telling them about the next time someone comes around, it's your birthday. And you know where they all come, an uncle, an auntie, and they all come and they've got 15, 20, and they're giving you some money. And usually some of us, or some of our young people go and buy games with it. Or shoes and trainers. Or put in the next iPhone. You don't need no iPhone, my friend. What you need is to save a portion of that money what they're giving you and put it in some kind of account. Somewhere here. Out of that £20 you just got for your birthday money, and the rest of us who are working and have got wages, out of that wages, there has to be a portion that you take and you put it aside for you. I don't care what that portion is. I can't tell you that. But there must be a portion. Because you know what will happen if you just did that simply alone. If you just keep putting the money there, keep the money there, putting the money there, you know those days when it gets a bit tight? When we have to go and ask a friend or a family member, can you lend us a bit of that until that time or whatever else, or go and put it on credit card? Those days will be over for you because you've got your own. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you in a little bit what you can do with your own, how you can grow your own. But you've got to stop it. Got to stop it. You see me now, anytime I go, I give you in McDonald's. If I'm about to spend a fiver and I've only got a fiver, I'm not spending it. Do you understand? If what I want costs a fiver and I've only got a fiver, I have to modify what I want. So the fillet of fish, the cheese, and the chips and the apple pie, if I need to eat, something has to come off that list. You understand me? So I take off the apple pie and I have the fillet of fish and the fries, and the 99p that I save goes in there. So I've still eaten, so I haven't deprived myself of nothing. But I've got 99p locked away there that on any other given Sunday, I can have an apple pie maybe. In the future when I've got no money. Because those days are coming, but not for you if you keep this up. Understand? And that's with everything. When you buy a drink, when you get on a bus, when you go somewhere, you have to keep this going with everything. I don't care how small it is, because people think, I'll buy a can of Coke and it costs 60 pence. And then I don't care. If you've got £1, you give the shopkeeper 60 pence and he gives you back 40p. There you go, bang. Not put it back in your pocket and just wait till the next time when you're going to spend it. Because you're going to have time when there's nothing in there. Secondly, for those who can, and these youngsters maybe at this moment in time not going to be able to, but for those of us who are working, I urge you, simple, save £1 every single day for the rest of your life. Just £1. Just £1, that's all. Every day. And I'm sure most of us in this room waste £1 every day on something that's not necessary, that we could, just put it over there. And if you can't do it by the pound because you get paid every month, at the end of the month you just take out the equivalent amount of days that we're in there and put that in a different account. You understand? So don't put it in the same one. That's for that. And this is for this. What we're going to do with this, we're going to turn this, if we've got the inclination, we're going to turn this in a period of time into a lot of money. I'm going to let you into the secret. That money, that pound a day that you're saving, my friend. How old are you? 15. 15. And I let you into a secret. You do what I'm saying to you. £1 a day. and you find the right investment that pays back 20% a year on your investments, and we know those investments, and they're out there. Do you know that by the time you're 50, my friend, you will have £1 million? £1 a day. Not £800, not £47, just one. Just £1 a day invested at 20%. In 35 years, you will have £1 million. See? I didn't tell you stop what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? That's not going to hurt anybody. £1. It's not going to kill you. You understand what I'm saying? And you're planning, I hope most of us are planning to be around in the next 35 years or whatever it is. So if you're going to be around, why not do it anyway? Yeah. See what happens. And for those of you thinking 35 years is too long, oh, I don't want to do long. No problem. You want to up that pound to a £5 a day? You're at £1 million in 19 years, my friend. So before your 40th birthday, you will be a millionaire. At £5 a day. Nobody taught you that in school yet, have they? That's what I thought. And you come here on Saturday, and you come with your mum. Is your mum you come with? You come with your mum? Didn't know you were going to get that, did you? It's my pleasure, my friend. Just remember me when you got your million. See, the school's not teaching our children these things. Simple maths. Simple maths. I was going to say I'm not a genius, but I am. I'll take that back. Shouldn't the schools be teaching them now? And all the rest of it? That's what you send them there for, and they don't get that. Now the last one, the third part of that the living thing, is a thing that I call double living. It's kind of similar to the first thing, but it's a bit more profound. Right now, and I'll tell you, if I'm honest, I don't always do it because it's hard to keep up. Even it's hard. Everything I spend, if I see something and it costs £20, I do not buy that thing unless I have £40. Understand? Those of you who are writing, you need to write double living. That's what it's called. That's what I have called it. Double living. Right. So anything that I see, that I want, that I like, say, absolutely not. So that fillet of fish, fries, and apple pie that comes to a £5, if I want it, I need to look in my pocket. If I've got a tenner, that's what it's going to cost. Because I give 5 to McDonald's, and I take 5 and I put it in my double living pot. In 2 years, that pot has grown substantially. Because I was on top of it, I would keep doing it. And you see what it also does? It stopped me spending my money on rubbish. I see a shirt I like, £55. If I haven't got £110, I'm not buying it. You understand? And if I don't buy it and I leave that shop, I still walk home with my £55. You understand? So I'm a winner all the way. But if I have got £110, how great is it that I can buy the shirt that I want and also put £55 down for another day in the future where I can buy another shirt? For me. You understand?
I need to buy groceries.
All groceries. Anything you want. Or take my wife out instead of going to watch a match. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not costing me. I was spending that money anyway, by the way. I was spending it anyway. It's how you spend your money. Some people are out there working overtime and doing more and more work to get more and more money in, and they still spending the money. It's not how much coming in, my friends, it's how much you keep. I know millionaires who are broke. I know people who are turning over $1 million companies, their company does not turn over the money that we turn over. 20, 200 million turnover, and there is no profit. No profit in their business. There's some people doing a little startup, 5 grand, turning over 10 grand, 2 grand profit. Which business do you want? Which business do you want shares in? I'm glad to see a few more young people are coming in the room. And before I leave, I would like all, especially these young people, and all of you, if you know anybody anywhere you're at, you're invited to the next one of the talks that we do, where we go deeper into this thing. It's called Never Be Broke Again. And remember what I told you? I was very shy and reluctant to call it that. Because I didn't want to sound like, I'm no longer that. Because I tell you, if you do this consistently for the rest of your life, what I've said to you will become true. Your only job then is to go and find investments that make you the 20, you understand what I'm saying, to give you the money. And I've got news for you. School ain't going to tell you. And uni ain't going to tell you where those places are. Because they're just training you to be a higher paid employee. That's what uni is trying to do. You be a higher paid employee because you went to uni. School just gets you ready to be an employee. Not work for yourself, not build your own business. You know, not use your own smarts. No longer, my friend, I've given you the secret. You want to go to a concert or a football match in the future, you don't need to pay for it anymore. If you were listening. You understand? If you know that place is going to be packed out, you buy two, you sell one, and you go for free. Not rocket science. Not rocket science, but still not taught in our educational system. And our children who are created by their nature then have to find other ways to use their creation. You understand what I'm saying? And unfortunately, some of them are finding bad ways. So I'm hoping that some of these young people in the room, some of you elders in this room as well, because this doesn't, look, I was in my 40s when I started this style of living, saving, and earning money, and finding the right investments. I'm just hoping that some of these guys, you, my friend, 15, my friend, next 5, 10 years, man, your life can be so, it can be exactly what you want it to be. That's all I will say, because everybody's dream is different. But your life can be exactly what you want it to be if you take control of it. And don't give it away to the schools. Don't give it away to the parliament. All these things, they have no interest. And you can see that. The facts is, look around. I'm not telling you anything. None of them are going to do anything for you on December the 12th. Doesn't matter who you vote for. I'll tell you the truth, it's not going to change unless you change it. So you've had that information. Don't spend everything you get. Save £1 a day for the rest of your life. Find an investment, that's 20%. If you want to do it quicker, 30%. And you'll be a millionaire in 35 years. That's just saving £1. And then double living. Double living will change your life if you can do it. Start small and do it as much as you can. Some of us, even now, I do it on my holidays. Holiday cost me £700 to go on there for a couple of days. If I haven't got 1,400, I'm not going. Stay here in England and I earn some more money until I've got 14. Now I say to myself, now I can afford the holiday. I'm not going on holiday like a lot of people do. Go on holiday, put it on credit card and come back and pay for the holiday they've already had for the next 4 years. And they wonder they haven't got no money. Live now. But you have to do something. Understand? You have to do something. It has to be consistent. So Juliet, I think that's my time, is it not? And thank you very much for listening. And if anybody wants any news, I'm around for about another 15 minutes, I think. If you want to have a chat or pick up one of the leaflets that I've got on the table at the back there, or any Q&A. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Give me another round of applause. And DJ, what is your just music, please? DJ?
Any kind of music.
Any kind of music. Let's clap for him again, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Right, I'm just going to quickly read his bio for me. So his bio, which we missed out a little bit earlier, is he always knew at an early age, when he was 15 and 16 years old, that he wanted to do something right. Isn't that absolutely wonderful?
Wonderful.
Yeah? Then eventually he found his passion while he was working with young people. He had found out that great empathy and love for them and compassion would make their lives better for the couple of hours or minutes they spent with him. He is always endeavoring to do everything possible to make time for them so that they are great people, because he knew that some of them were going back to a life which wasn't so great. While he was working with children, he had to start asking himself some questions, because he would talk to young people that were around him, and he was asking them to be more than they are now. So to do something better to themselves and to settle for nothing better but to become better champions. So he's always loving the teenagers and he wants to empower the young people. Let us appreciate people who are coaches like this. Another round of applause for the He will be here with us for some time, and I'm expecting the GLA mayor, and I'm also expecting the mayor of Tower Hamlets from around 4 o'clock. If you've got any questions, we're going to take a break right now, because we've had 3 key speakers right now. And then any of the key speakers who have spoken, let us make use of them, because today is all about coaching. And I want us as an African Caribbean BME community, with all other Asian communities, to learn to enjoy community learning. It is great. It is with greatness that we bring this kind of programs together. I know many of us want to dance, and tonight you're all welcome to the dance. So we've got this space until midnight, so you're all welcome. And if any of you would like to go and eat anything, we've got a beautiful restaurant. You can order the food and just pay for it at the counter, and you're allowed to bring the foods in the table. Once you've finished eating, please kindly respect the table, and we've got a trolley over there and they can clear it for us. In the meantime, enjoy a great space over here. And we've got 3 more other key speakers, and we've got somebody who is very exciting here. How many of you have had Kung Fu before? Kung Fu, right. So I'll just leave it there. So we'll come back. Let's have exactly 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And let's make it 10 minutes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
First of all, I want to say that was fantastic. There's some real truth there. But I want to find out, so if your leaders, are they information about the next stage of doing I didn't do the research.
Juliet. That was very good.
Thank you. I'll give you one.
Joel is my son. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. You didn't hear all of what I said, did you? No. But that's okay. Hopefully you come to one of the other talks that I do. They're free. You can come and learn. It's about 2 hours and you get a full experience. You know, if you want to leave it, you do that. But you get in here. You will learn some stuff. Yeah? I'll give it.
Give that to Juliet.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Hey,